1966 is the summer, and Seymour Papert, he's a pioneer of computer science, had a problem. And the problem was the following. He had a bunch of graduate students, and he didn't have enough work for them to do. What am I going to do with these guys? So he had an idea. It's called the Summer Vision Project. The Summer Vision Project was basically splitting up the problem of giving a computer the ability to see. He split up the students and he said, okay, you handle objects, you handle scenes. And the idea was they complete this project in the summer. And then when fall came around, they'd get back to their regular jobs. So how'd that turn out? Well, let's fast forward about 40 years. 1997, that computer there would take up the size of a tennis court. Cost about $55 million. And the smartest people in the world were trying to get this thing to be able to tell whether that is a cat or a dog. Suffice it to say, something was wrong. About 8 years ago, all of this began to change. So there's something we call deep learning. And it's an entirely different way of thinking about how to getting a computer to do what you want. So the problem was, really smart people, you put them in a room and they're going to strategize, and they think they don't have the solution to the problem. But if you think about how a human, a little baby, learns to recognize cats versus dogs, how does that work? Do you sit them down and explain, here are the whiskers, here's the ears, look for this little tuft of fur over here, that's going to be a cat versus a dog? Of course not. What we do is we expose them to examples, and they learn. Deep learning is a method for training computers, just like you would teach a child. Somewhere around 2012 or so, something dramatic happened. What you're seeing over there on the left side is the recognition rates of a computer, the errors that it makes, and they're starting to plummet. If you look at that green line on the bottom, that's when the computers started to do better than humans. Same thing on the right, that's for audio recognition. This approach radically changed everything. Artificial intelligence did not work. For 50 years, it simply didn't work, and then all of a sudden, it was working better than anybody imagined. People know that artificial intelligence is going to take jobs, and that's true, and it's real. But the really interesting thing about deep learning is that it's not about getting computers to do what we know to do. In fact, what's really revolutionary is that computers are going to do things that we never could do. Because the same way that a computer can recognize a cat versus a dog, it's just a bunch of numbers to the computer. It's just the pixel colors. Well, we can take genetic information, or we can take brainwave information, or we can take financial information. I know I got your attention now. And we can treat that the same as an image. Give that to your computer and train it to recognize patterns. So it might be able to tell if somebody has a likelihood of developing disease, or maybe whether they're a good candidate for a drug. It might look at somebody's brainwaves and tell whether they're depressive, or maybe even suicidal. It might look at your stock portfolio and take a good guess as to whether it's about to go up or down. So, communication overload, the informational overload that we all are experiencing right now, is a tremendous opportunity. It's an opportunity because there's data everywhere. It's coming off of our bodies. It's in the way that we move. It's in the way that we converse. It's in the way that we communicate. But there's a problem. And the problem is that the people who know the data aren't the people who know how to analyze the data. So right now, if you wanted to get into the field of artificial intelligence, how would you do it? So I'd say, well, go back to 5th grade and pay attention during your math class. It's too late now, because what do you have to do? You gotta go to high school, you gotta take all the hard courses, and then you're probably gonna major in computer science. And if you survive that, well, you know, there's a master's too, maybe even a PhD that you're gonna have to get through in order to get into the field of artificial intelligence. The problem is the doctors, and the lawyers, and the historians, and all the people who have the data, the people who know the data, can't go near that stuff because they think it's off limits. So here's my message to you. You've been lied to. And I have the data to prove it. So, a couple years back, my colleague, Dr. William Hahn, and I had this kind of crazy idea. We ran an artificial intelligence lab, and we said, let's open up the doors. Let's just bring everybody in. Let's see who sticks. We had kids that came in from psychology. We had kids who came in from computer science. We also had kids who came in from biology and chemistry. They started to do some stuff based on the knowledge that they had about their data. They grew. We now have probably about 100 students who are, at least peripherally or essentially involved in what we're doing. So is it possible? Can you take in a biologist or a chemist, somebody who didn't major in math, and give them the capability to get involved in this? So I think I have some strong evidence for this. So this is Michael Keller. He came in as a high school student into our lab. Certainly had never done any AI. Michael has cerebral palsy. He knows what he needs from artificial intelligence in a way that I can never see, and then my colleagues did. He developed an app that is able to recognize whether his posture is good or not, because he has a tendency to lean. This thing, by training it on the data, is able to learn when somebody has good posture or not. This is Emily. She's a graduate student in my lab. Emily's got a very cute little dog there named Nara, and the reason she takes that dog along with her everywhere is because she's a type 1 diabetic. Type 1 diabetics can have very severe sugar losses that can really take years. Nara can smell Emily's breath and tell whether she's about to have a diabetic episode. So she came into our lab and said, hey, what if we got a computer to do that? Now, I didn't know about diabetic alert. I didn't know you could smell diabetes and a sugar drop. She brought her knowledge and was able to apply it. Again, she came from a psychology background, didn't do the computer science route. Here's Mary, one of my favorite examples. 2 years ago, she was a barista at Starbucks, and actually was almost not going to finish high school. She came into contact with our lab and said, wow, all these people are doing all this stuff. I didn't know you could do that. She's now developed an app that is able to tell whether water is boiling or not, right? She took her expertise as a barista and she made AI. So, what's the point here? Well, Seymour Papert had this vision. He was going to take a summer to solve the problem of computer vision, getting computers to see. What he didn't envision is that 50 years later, this would actually be the beginning of an entirely new way of thinking about what computers can do. I think you'd be extremely excited to see the kind of work that the students in my lab are doing. And the real point of this talk is that you too can do this. You too can get involved in this. It's AI for all. Thank you.